Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about inside President Putin's secret $1 billion palace. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Navalny, Putin's most vehement critic, was detained upon his return to Russia, and released a video in which he said Putin had secretly designed the world's most luxurious palace. Is Russian President Vladimir Putin the owner of a $1 billion mansion on the Black Sea coast? The response, according to a video, is a resounding yes, since Tuesday evening a YouTube video purporting to show a huge $1.4 billion palace on Russia's Black Sea that allegedly belongs to Russian President Vladimir Putin has been viewed over 54 million times. The nearly 2-hour video appears to show drone footage of an opulent mansion, 2 helipads, a guest house and a number of other structures spread out across a large coastal property. Alexei Navalny, a Russian politician and Putin critic who was nearly killed in a nerve agent attack in Germany last year, uploaded the video. Navalny, who is currently being held in a Moscow jail, claims that Putin used illicit funds from his billionaire friends to build the Black Sea residence. With this capital, they built a palace for their boss, Navalny says in the video. According to Navalny, the palace is worth an estimated $1.4 billion and sits on 170 acres. He also claims that Russia's Federal Security Service owns a much larger piece of adjacent territory. Putin's office did not respond to insiders' request for comment right away, but the Kremlin has previously denied Putin's involvement with the property. This isn't correct. Putin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov told CNN earlier this week that there is no palace. He is not an owner of any palace. Those are all rumors, and there were some squabbles among the property owners, but they have nothing to do with President Putin. Navalny's allegations could not be reliably checked by insider. A house with 11 bedrooms, 2 helipads and an indoor hockey rink. According to the video, Putin's alleged hidden residence is located near the Black Sea coastal town of Gelendzhik in southern Russia, beneath a no-fly zone. In the video, Navalny says this is like a state inside a state where one irremovable Tsar rules. It's constructed in such a way that no one can get to it by land, sea or air, and thousands of workers are forbidden from carrying even a basic mobile phone with a camera. But we'll look inside. Navalny's non-profit group, the Anti-Corruption Foundation, created the video, FBK. According to FBK, a subcontractor involved in the residence's design provided extensive building plans to the organization. According to FBK, the plans show that the mansion is Russia's largest private residential house with over 190,000 square feet of living space. Employees from FBK took a boat into the Black Sea and flew a drone over the property to capture the video. Navalny narrates the video, which includes 2 helipads, an underground hockey rink, a cathedral, a sculpture garden, an unfinished amphitheater, an arboretum and greenhouse, and a 260-foot bridge that leads to a 27,000 square foot guest house. According to Navalny, the main residence includes 11 bedrooms, several living and dining rooms, a private theater, a Las Vegas-style casino, a swimming pool, saunas and a hammam, a cocktail bar, a spa, and staff quarters. According to him, an underground tasting room was built into the side of the cliff overlooking the sea. The Black Sea Palace of Putin. According to a 2014 Reuters investigation, 2 wealthy Putin associates secretly funneled money to a corporation that assisted in the construction of the Black Sea Palace. YouTube, Alexei Navalny. YouTube, Alexei Navalny. For years, speculation has swirled about Putin's supposed secret palace. In 2010, Russian businessman Sergei Kolesnikov wrote a letter to then-President Dmitry Medvedev alleging that one of Putin's longtime friends was constructing an opulent estate for him on the Black Sea. According to a 2014 Reuters investigation, 2 wealthy Putin associates secretly funneled money to a company that participated in the building of Putin's supposed Black Sea Palace. The Kremlin, Putin's official residence, is a fortified complex in Moscow's center with more than 15 buildings, 20 towers and more than 1.5 miles of up to 21-foot thick walls. However, unlike in the United States, where the president lives and works in the White House, Russia's president does not live in the Kremlin. Putin's Moscow home is the Novo Agorievo apartment, which is tucked away behind high walls in Rubliovka, a posh suburb west of the capital, and is guarded by guards. Even the most luxurious homes in Rubliovka are many times smaller than the Black Sea Palace, according to the FBK video. The precise size of Putin's fortune is uncertain. The Russian president is noticeably absent from Bloomberg's and Forbes lists of billionaires around the world. Bill Browder, a vocal Putin critic and financier, reported that the president has gained $200 billion in ill-gotten wealth, and called him one of the richest men in the world at a 2017 Senate Judiciary hearing. The castle on the Black Sea. Caption for image. The palace has a magnificent courtyard. Several Russian oligarchs have contributed millions of dollars to help improve Russia's hospitals, including Chelsea Football Club owner Roman Abramovich. The medical equipment was imported by Kolesnikov, who claims that his company was able to obtain significant discounts on the supplies. Any of the donors doubt that such a thing could happen. However, according to Kolesnikov, millions of dollars were saved in this way, and much of that money was placed into offshore companies without the donors' knowledge for use in other investment ventures at Mr. Putin's request. This included failing industries like shipbuilding, which Kolesnikov claims he addressed directly with Putin, but an increasing portion of the extra funds he claims went to Project South, the Black Sea Palace near the village of Praskovivka. According to Kolesnikov, the question of the Black Sea Palace was brought up specifically during a meeting with Putin at his country house outside of Moscow. He believes that Russian President Vladimir Putin instructed his influential deputy prime minister, Igor Sechin, to handle the situation. Sechin summoned Kolesnikov to discuss information shortly after, according to Kolesnikov. He also appears to have had several meetings with a senior officer from the Federal Security Service, which guards the president and prime minister at the palace itself, where Mr. Putin's orders for fittings and furnishings were addressed. More often than not, he says Putin relayed his building instructions to Nikolai Shamalov, a friend and Mr. Kolesnikov's partner. He didn't try to explain himself, says Kolesnikov. He felt it was none of our business to discuss whatever the Tsar decided. There was a Tsar and slaves who didn't have their own opinions, says Kolesnikov. However, the whistleblower claims he became disgusted by the amounts spent on the palace, and split up with his wife Shamalov as a result. He says, "I hadn't worked 15 hours a day for 10 years to create a palace. That didn't pique my interest." In December 2010, Kolesnikov wrote an open letter to President Dmitry Medvedev, describing his and others' role in the initiative, as well as his accusations against then Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. Shamalov and Kolesnikov's other former partner Dmitry Gorilov were contacted by Newsnight, but their companies said they were unavailable for comment. Mr. Kolesnikov's accusations, as well as other statements regarding Putin's personal properties, have been refuted by Putin's spokesman, Igor Sechin, and Vladimir Putin. Caption for image. Igor Sechin, Russia's deputy prime minister, is said to have played a key role in Project South. Until recently, the palace was legally owned by a corporation that was partially owned by Shamalov. It is now owned by a businessman who is not linked to Putin in any way. However, documents obtained by Novaya Gazeta, one of Russia's few opposition newspapers, and seen by Newsnight, indicate that the Kremlin lied when it said it had no role in the palace's construction. Vladimir Kozin, the head of the Department for Presidential Affairs, signed an agreement to construct the mansion on state-owned property, but later denied knowing anything about the site. The records don't show that the palace was built specifically for Putin, or that he was involved in its design. It is, however, also shrouded in mystery. Last year, anti-corruption activists were greeted not only by private security officers, but also by uniformed members of the official Kremlin Guard service, as they made it to the front of the palace. Later, the private security firm said that its workers had actually purchased the uniforms, as well as Kremlin identification cards, from a store. The presence of Kremlin guards and the elaborate facilities, however, suggest the true intent of the house, according to the campaigners and Kolesnikov, and what they claim is the huge illicit use of state funds. It's the government-funded construction of a direct road to the palace, Kolesnikov explains. A direct high-power electric line to the palace. These cost the government tens of millions of dollars. Why would the Federal Guard Service commission and track the palace's construction, if it was only for Putin's friend Shamalov? What makes him think he wants 3 helipads? These aren't necessary for a private individual. They are, however, important for a president. What do you think of this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.